Yo guys, the Julian Barboza back with another podcast. All right. Y'all read the title. We're gonna be talking about times that we snuck out and got caught.
Yep.
All right. If you guys can relate or have any stories, let us know down in the comments too. Like I said, I want this podcast to be all about stories and everybody just share their story. All right. But first, do you want to just get into stories?
Yeah, I think we should because I'm a little hungry.
All right, I have my food right here, so while she's talking, I'm gonna be eating. So, do you have a couple stories? Like,
Yeah,
you got you sneaking out, and then you got it sneaking
Yeah, that's
a boy
what I was about
in?
to say. I have a couple stories of me sneaking out, and then
All right, well, let's go down the timeline. Like the
bet.
oldest to the like
to the
when you were
newest.
younger to older. Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
bet.
like that.
Okay, my first time sneaking out was to go see that guy from the previous podcast, my ex, the baby daddy. And that time I snuck out with my best friend. So my ex, he was at a quince again. He loved going to quinces. And we had never linked before. So I was like, this is my chance to go see him. And my mom was super strict back then. So she wouldn't let me go out at night or to quinces because back then my mom, well, she's still religious, but back then she used to like not let me do almost anything.
Before we get into this, I want to talk about a topic. Can we talk about how strict and religious your mom is? Like, let's get a little
Well,
feel for her.
she was.
No, but like how she was, like.
Oh, how?
Tell
okay,
them because people don't know how strict
So-
she is. You know what I'm saying? Let us get a little insight into your story.
All right, so my mom, she is a Pentecostal Christian. I think that's how you say it. So these kind of Christians, they don't believe in makeup. They don't believe in idols, which is like the Virgin Mary, crosses, like San Judas, anything. That's why I always tell you guys when I open packages that I don't wear like any crosses or any Virgin Marys because I grew up believing that. So when we first started going to church, I was about 8. I wasn't born a Christian, but I was raised kind of like a Christian from like 8 years to like 15. So these type of Christians, they don't believe in, you can't wear pants, you can't wear makeup, you can only listen to Christian music basically. You can't even wear like pajama pants because it's like in the Bible supposedly it says like pants are only supposed to be used by men.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You can't cut your hair, or I don't know, I think you can't cut your hair, or you can't color your hair. You can't do a lot of stuff and you just have to use skirts. My mom, she used to be very strict, like, and part of her being strict was the religion, Pentecostal religion.
Right.
At one point growing
question. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Before, your mom's from El Salvador, right?
Yes.
Whenever she was in El Salvador, was she Christian as well, or like she picked up Christianity
No,
in the United
actually,
States?
yeah, she was an apostle.
So she was a different type of Christian
Yeah,
in
she
El
was a
Salvador,
different-
and then
yeah.
she came here and
Yeah.
became a different type of Christian.
Yeah, in Spanish it's called apóstoles. They're the ones that wear like the white thing on their head, like the women. The women wear like the white thing on their head that covers like their hair. But then she came to the United States and she stopped being Christian, and that's why I wasn't born into Christianity. So we started going to church again when I was like 8.
Got it. All right, keep going with your story. Sorry.
So basically, my mom, she's super strict because of that, right? At one point, I think it was when I was like 8th grade through like 9th grade, or 7th grade through like 9th grade, she would not even let me have like guy friends. Like, she would get super mad whenever I brought up like a guy friend. And then she wouldn't even let me go to quinceañeras because they were parties, obviously, and that's bad in the Christian eyes, you know? And so she wouldn't let me go out. And I remember that night I actually asked her, I was like, Mom, can I go out to a quinceañera? She was like, no, like this is not time to be going out. You can't even go to parties, like this and that. Like, okay, so that night I decided that I wanted to sneak out for the first time. And so I told my best friend, I think I was the one who brought it up to her. I was like, bro, let's sneak out. So we sneaked out and we went to go see this guy, my ex. I think that was the whole reason why we sneaked out, actually, because I wanted to go see him. This other guy, our friend, he picked us up. We got back home around like 4 a.m.
Damn, y'all went to a quince and got back at 4?
Yeah, but actually we didn't even end up going inside because when we got to, because this place that the quinceañera was at, it was super, super far. So we didn't even end up going to the quinceañera. And actually when we got there, the guy was already leaving. My ex was already leaving. So I only got to see him for like 5 minutes. That's it. Yeah, that was the first time. We didn't get caught. We end up going to Walmart. That was before COVID. So Walmart used to be open 24 hours. And we went to Jack, Walmart, and then I got back home.
Damn, you got some good ass memory.
And then I still have the videos also too. But after that, I was confident and like I was like, oh, like I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna keep
so you
sneaking
didn't
out.
get caught?
No, I didn't get
How'd you
caught that
sneak
night.
out though? Like, give us the details. You know what I'm saying? We want the
Okay,
the
so back then-
details. Like, look, put us in your shoes. We want to envision it.
So
Visualize.
this was the first house that my mom had ever rented, and the first house that we actually lived
Because y'all
in.
used to always live in apartments.
In apartments, yeah.
Got it.
So, and I think I've told you, but I never ever had my own room growing up. So I would always share rooms. And even in that house, I had to share rooms with Jasmine, which is my little niece. And at the time, she was around like 2 or 3, and she used to sleep with me, right? So I used to sleep with Jasmine, but the room was kind of mine. I just had to share like the closet and like my bed with her, but the room was mine. And I had this window. It was very big, almost like the size of this island. It led to the backyard, and then the backyard had a little like door you could open. And that's how I snuck out through the door. So that night, she didn't wake up during the night, Jasmine.
So you did your thing. You got back home.
Yeah.
And then you went through the window.
Yes.
And you did not get caught.
No.
Mission successful.
Yeah.
Got it.
And actually, a very important detail. Jasmine was awake when I got back home. She was on her tablet when I got back home. I got really scared because whenever I saw through the window, when I got there, I saw a light that was on and I was like, oh my God, like they're in my room. My mom is in my room. Like, what am I going to do? So I slowly opened the window and it was Jasmine who had her tablet on. Like she hadn't cried, right? And so then I was confident. I was like, you know what? I didn't get caught. I'm gonna keep doing this, like, you know, and I did it with my bestie. Like, so I think a couple weeks later, maybe like 2-3 weeks later, I was still with that guy, the baby daddy. I think he had told me that he wanted to like meet up or something, or I don't know. So we wanted to go to a quinceañera, and this girl's quinceañera, she was a girl from our school, so we already knew like the people that were going and stuff. This night, I had a freaking gut feeling. I was like, no, bro, I'm not gonna go. Like something was telling me not to go. Like I was like, bro, I know I'm gonna get caught. I don't want to go. And I actually was not gonna go. Like I did not have anything on. Like my makeup was not done. And my bestie, she kept insisting, and she was like, let's go.
Wait, question. When did you start doing makeup?
In 7th grade.
Was it like trash, or were you just
Yeah,
like
it was
automatically
trash.
good?
No, it was trash.
Do we have like pictures and shit?
Yeah.
Can you pull them up real quick?
No.
Please.
No.
I think that'd be so dope to see like your first ever, or you should like react to it at least.
Actually, I have a video of me like doing a
when you
tutorial.
were little. Oh.
Anyway, so my best friend kept insisting. She was like, let's go. And I had a gut feeling. I was like, no, bro, like I don't want to go. Like something bad is going to happen tonight. And actually that day that we had snuck out, that day that we had planned to sneak out, during the day, that was the first time that my mom ever met my bestie. And I had gone to her house, and actually we had gone to church with my bestie's mom. And that same night we decided we wanted to sneak out again. After that, like I got influenced. Basically, you know, like
You got influenced by your friend to sneak out.
yes.
So she's not a good influence on you. Should I be
we
worried
both
about y'all
weren't.
hanging out?
No, we both weren't. Now we're both, I think we've grown up. And actually we stopped being besties because of that, because I'll explain later. But
Got it. So y'all decided round 2, let's sneak out.
Yeah.
Then what? Where were y'all going? Let's get into it.
so the same guy from the past sneaking out situation, he picked us
We
up
know
again.
that, right? Oh,
No, he
okay.
picked us up again. We went to the quinceañera, and we actually went in the quinceañera. And this is the time that I had danced with that guy that my ex broke up with me with, or for. We danced, whatever. And while we're sitting down, I had stopped dancing already. While we're sitting down, I get a call from my sister. I'm like, damn, bro, I got freaking caught. Like my heart sunk all the way to my stomach. I was like, I'm not gonna answer. And I remember I told my bestie, I was like, bro, my sister's calling me. And we sat down, and then the other girl from the old story, she was there too. And I was like, bro, I got caught. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So then we told the guy that was driving us, I was like, bro, we got to go. So my sister kept calling a few times, and I didn't answer her. I think on the way back to my house, my mom called me. And once my mom called me, I knew it was over. Like, it was bad. I think my mom, she had sent me a text on WhatsApp, a voice message. And I did not want to even read it. I did not.
Wait, say that one more time. WhatsApp?
WhatsApp.
Okay, I just want to hear it.
Why? You're making fun of my little accent?
I just like hearing it. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, he makes fun of my little accent.
Say it again.
WhatsApp.
All right, keep going.
I get a voice message from my mom, and I don't even want her to know that I saw the message, because on WhatsApp you can like tell when somebody read your message, right? So I didn't want to see it, and we were on our way back. And mind you, I was wearing like this off the shoulder shirt. I was wearing jeans. I was wearing Vans. I think I was wearing Vans. I don't remember. Or chanclas. I don't remember. And my hair was straight. My makeup was done. I had lashes on. Like I was all ready. So on the way back, I'm like, bro, what excuse am I going to put? Like, and actually I had told my best friend and the guy that was driving us, I was like, bro, I don't want to go back home. Like I really don't want to go back home. Like I was not planning to go home. I have everything on. Like if I get there, I'm not going to tell her that I went to a quinceañera. Like she's going to be pissed as fuck, right? The guy actually lived in the same neighborhood that I lived in, so he was like, just come inside my house, I'll let you borrow some shorts and a big t-shirt. My mom has some makeup wipes, you can take off your makeup, I can give you a ponytail, and I put my hair in a bun, and then I put on a shirt, some shorts, take off my makeup, and my bestie's there too. Obviously I finally read my mom's text, and she has sent me a voice message. She was like, Rosaura, cuando te quiero aquí en la casa, like no sé dónde está. Like it was just like a big,
wait, translate that for us, you know what I'm saying, for us non-Spanish speakers.
She was like, Rosaura, like I don't know where you're at, but you better come back home, like I'm not playing with you, like this and that.
What about your location?
She didn't have my location. Nobody had my location at that time. I didn't even share locations with nobody. I finally respond to her message. I hadn't answered no calls, but I respond to her message, and I'm like, oh. So at the time, I've always had like heart problems, right? Like breathing problems. The excuse that I had told my mom, like I told you on the previous podcast, there was a playground in the back of the neighborhood. So I had told my mom, I was like, oh mom, I just came to walk, like I couldn't breathe and I just wanted to walk in the neighborhood, like this and that. And obviously she didn't believe it. So I had told her that in the message. I was like, I'm in the park. And she was like, okay, wait there and do not go anywhere, I'm about to go get you, like this and that. And at this time, the guy had went to go leave me at the park, like, and my best friend was freaking out too, like she didn't know what to do, and he took her home after he dropped me off. So I was just walking back to like my house from the playground, and I see a car coming, and my mom had a van back then. I see the van, and it was my mom driving, my sister in the passenger seat, and then Joel in the back. And my mom saw I was walking, and I was in front of like a house. It was a garage, right? My mom didn't even say hi, nothing. She got down, she had a cinto, a belt, and she fucking hit me like 10 times with the cinto. She hit my back, my legs, my thighs, everything. When I tell y'all, I wanted to shed a tear so bad so that she would feel sympathy for me, but I could not even cry, and I think it was because I was in shock.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, we gotta break this down real quick. Okay. So first of all, you said she didn't say hi. Why the hell would she be telling you hi when you just ran away from home? And you know, like I mean,
she didn't even like nothing. Like she just came and fucking.
You thought she was gonna be nice?
No, I didn't think she was gonna be nice. I thought she was gonna like tell me get in the car, but no, like she got down and started whipping me.
Damn.
Yeah. So.
All right. So she started whipping you, and then you couldn't cry because why?
I think I was in shock. I don't know. Like I was just processing the whole thing in my head. I wanted to cry so that she could feel sympathy for me when she was hitting me, but I could not cry at all. Did not shed even one tear. She hit me. I had bruises on my calves.
Wait, do you think it was good or bad that she whipped your ass?
I think it was good because I learned my lesson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I had bruises all over my back and my my calves for like a week. And she told me, get in the car. And then we went to go park in our driveway, and she was like, me vas a decir a dónde estabas, basically telling me, you're going to tell me where the fuck you were, right? And I was like, what did I tell her? Oh, I think I told her. I think that's what the story that I had kept saying to to her, was that I was in the park and that I couldn't breathe and this and that. Obviously, she didn't believe it. And my sister was there, and my sister was like, just tell her, like, you got to tell the truth. And my mom, and I told y'all, I didn't say this in the last podcast. I did mention my ex to her when I was like 14. Whenever we started talking, I was like, I'm talking to this guy. Whenever I told her I was in the park, she was like, you're going to tell me who you were with. She was like, I know you were with that guy. She was like, if you don't tell me who you were with or what you were doing, I'm going to call the cops on that guy, like this and that. And I was like, bro, I was not even with him. So to me, it was like, I was scared because I was going to get him in trouble for no reason, right? So I snitched on my bestie, and I was like, oh, I was with my bestie.
What?
Yeah. I was like, I was with my bestie. I was with Raleigh, and mind you, she had met her that same day. So she already knew. And that day she had went to go drop me off at her house. So she already knew where she lived, right?
Damn.
And so I was with my bestie, like we had gone out, like this and that. I don't think I told her that we went to a quinceañera though. And then she was like, okay, we're going to go to her house right now. And the whole time I was so scared. I was like, dude, what the hell? The whole ride to her house was silent, right? And we got to her house and my mom and my brother got out because I was so embarrassed to go like knock at the door.
We were like, no, mommy, no.
Yeah. And then I stayed in the car with my sister. I don't think my sister told me anything. And then I don't know who knocked. I don't know if it was my brother or my mom, but one of them knocked on the door and then Zerali's mom answered. I remember Zerali always tells me this story and we laugh about it now. But my brother Joel, he was like, you snuck out with my sister, right?
That
like
is
all in her face. Or no, I think because Zerali was not, she was like acting asleep. Or at least she told me when she got there. So my mom, she told her mom, she was like, oh yeah, my daughter snuck out with your daughter. Like, go check her room, like this and that. And that's when Zerali came, like acting all like she had barely woken up. She had taken off her makeup too. She was in her pajamas, hair up, everything. That's when Joel told her, you snuck out with my sister, this and that. Like, and then.
Snitch.
Yeah.
Both of y'all snitches.
And then I remember, I think Joel came to, I don't know what they were talking about whenever I wasn't there, but Joel came and told me, he was like, come here, like my mom is calling you, this and that. And I think my mom was telling me like, tell her that you snuck out. And then Zerali was in the back, right? Her mom was like in the front here, and then Zerali was here. And then Zerali from like there to where I was standing, she was like telling me like, no, like, don't tell her, like, don't snitch.
Damn. I'm not committing a crime with you, bro. You finna snitch. Hell nah.
And then she was like, no. Like, it was so funny. And then I don't know what I told her. I was like, all right, bro, I'm just going to tell her. I think that's what I told her. And I was like, yeah, like, we snuck out. I was like, tell her, like, I'm not the only one that's going to get, like, caught for this, right? We ended up telling her. And then me and her didn't talk. They took my phone away. We got back to the house after we talked to her.
She whoop your ass again?
Nah, she didn't whip me again.
Oh, man.
But she was like, you're not sleeping in your room. Oh, and actually, the way that I got caught, I forgot to say this, but the way that I got caught is because Jasmine, like I told y'all, she used to sleep with me, my niece. And that night, I wasn't there. And usually, she would like wake up crying in the middle of the night sometimes. And I would be the one like telling her, oh, go back to sleep and hugging her. And that night, since I wasn't there, she just kept crying and crying. And obviously, if she kept on crying.
They checked on her.
Yeah. Ingrid's room was like in the next room. It was her mom. So her mom came to check on her. And obviously, I wasn't there. So that's how I got caught. And then we went back home and my mom was like, you're not fucking sleeping in your room. Go sleep with me. So then I went to go sleep on my mom's room and I slept there the whole night. And then she took away my room. So basically we had 2 beds in that room and I never got my room back. Actually, I got it back in like 2020. The next morning, I remember she woke me up early as fuck because I think we had something. It was going to be Isaiah's birthday party the next day.
So your nephew.
Yeah, my nephew. So that happened on a Saturday, and then the party was on a Sunday. So she woke me up early as fuck because they were going to make panes salvadoreños, which is a Salvadorian food. And she was like, get the fuck up and go help me in the kitchen, like this and that. So she had me peeling cucumbers. And that time I was so embarrassed to like walk in the living room because all my family was there in the morning. And obviously she had told everyone. I didn't used to talk to my dad back then either. So this time she was like, and I'm going to tell your dad too. Like, I'm going to call him, tell him what the fuck you did, like this and that. And everyone found out that I sneaked out.
Damn.
Yeah. And
then what happened?
And then.
Did she tell your dad?
And actually, she gave me my phone back like the first week of August. So the phone punishment wasn't that bad, but the room punishment lasted for like 2 years. And that's the reason also why we have cameras in our house now.
Wait, because of that time?
Yeah. My
Damn.
mom was like, I'm going to put up cameras because you're not sneaking out again.
And you never tried again?
Never.
So that like, it got you. Like,
yeah.
It made you traumatized.
Yeah, it traumatized me.
What do you think traumatized you the most? Like getting your ass whipped or the embarrassment?
I think the whole thing. Like, I don't want to go through that again.
Being embarrassed in front of your mom or your friend's mom and her whole family. Nah, that is pretty embarrassing. I think my mom too, when we were little, she would put us through some shit. So like, this is just the first thing that comes off the top of my head, but like when we were little, we would want candy or some shit, right? And we would like at HEB, we would go, take a little Hershey bar or Snickers or whatever, or gum. Gemini stole the gum, and I would take shit too because my mom didn't want to buy it for us. And then
where
my mom,
did you used to put it?
just like in our pocket or in our pants or whatever. And then my mom, one time she found out and she was like, Gemini, what is that? And it was a pack of extra 5 gum. And Gemini was like,
wait, how old were y'all?
Under 10, like young as shit. But this is what she did. So we were in the parking lot already buckled up, ready to go. She caught my sister. And I remember I was like, damn, this is so fucking embarrassing. So my mom, to teach us a lesson, you know how you were saying how like, oh, you don't want to go knock on the door?
Yeah.
Well, my mom, she would make us, like she had time today. Like she would make sure we learned our lesson. We went out the car. We walked all the way back into the store. We would go to the security guard crying and shit. And we would tell him like, here, I stole this from the store. And like, you're obviously when you're a little kid, you're scared of the cops and shit. Yeah. So like we were scared, and then we would have to go and tell them that we stole. It was just embarrassing as fuck, like damn.
In front of everyone.
Mm-hmm. And
what would the security? Do you like remember what he would say? The security guard?
I think he would like. It's a little kid. Like we were under 10, probably like 7, 6. So like I don't know. I just think it was like I remember she was crying like really pouring tears, like embarrassed, scared, because I think too we thought we was gonna go to jail or something for stealing. Like that's what our mom ingrained in us. Like, yo, you want to be stealing? This is what happens when you steal. And I think she did that so that we don't steal bigger shit or like go rob stores and stuff. But I think the embarrassing tactic works a lot. Can be traumatizing though.
Well, the next topic, I did get caught, but it was when my mom caught me with my ex in the house. I don't know.
How did that go? Okay, so you went from getting caught, and then what made you grow the huevos to grow?
Oh, actually, After that, and it was the same guy. Like I kept sneaking out for the same guy.
Right. I feel like that's a normal young girl thing to do to sneak out though.
It's so crazy because both times that I got caught, it was because of him. Like,
all right. So now, what about you sneaking him in the house? So you was like, okay, well, I can't go out no more, so I'm gonna sneak him in. Or how did that go? I told y'all
in the last podcast, the only way he would see me.
FaceTime.
No. He would come during my lunchtime whenever we were doing virtual school in the computer, and I would get out the house and get in his car, and we would just go to the little park. Mm-hmm. So that was the only time that he would see me. Like we would never be inside, no room, no hotel, nothing. And I remember one time, I think he told me, he was like, damn, like the only time we could spend together is in the car. I feel like stupid because my mom, I never asked her if I could see him, but I think I did one time, but she was like, okay, if you want to see him, like I'm going to have to meet his mom and his dad, like this and that.
Yeah, that's how my mom was.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I feel like now looking back, me and my siblings, we had so much freedom, but I just think we were so scared of our mom. Like we never asked to do that shit.
Yeah, I think my mom, she was starting to give me freedom, but I was just so scared to like ask her to do stuff because she was super strict back then, right? This is like 2 years later already after I got caught sneaking out. I remember that one time she was like, if you want to hang out with him, I'm gonna just have to meet his parents first, obviously. And I didn't want to go through that. Like I don't know what was going through my mind. Like I just didn't, right? That's why I never told her that like I would see him, And so the only time that I would see him was he came, I got out of the house, and then I would get in his car.
Then what?
And so one time he was like, you know what? Like I'm tired of like only seeing you in the car. Like it's not like the
Wait,
house.
Why couldn't you go to his crib?
He lived all the way to Pearland.
Oh, and you only had an hour for break?
Yeah.
Oh.
He came that day and I was like, okay, I'm gonna sneak you in. And you know what's so dumb of me? Like we had cameras already, and we had one right by the front door. My sister's husband, they never checked the cameras though. That's why I was so confident that I was not gonna get caught. But that one time, I guess, I don't know how, I think he got the notification.
They saw a little person and they who the fuck is that going to my house?
And he came in and
your sibling didn't snitch? Joel didn't snitch?
No. Joel was in the other room and we were like in my room. By this time my mom had already like put only one bed in the room that was mine before when I had gotten caught sneaking out. So I was like, okay, like now I have my own room again, like I'm gonna sneak him in. Don't think anything because I was on my period, we didn't do nothing. And he just came inside for like
a period don't stop nothing but a sentence.
Yeah, only with you though.
Hey, bro, why you gotta say that?
And he was only there for like 5 to 10 minutes max. And then I hear a fucking bam, bam, bam on the door. I'm like, fuck. Like, I don't know who that is. And then it's like, bam, bam, bam. him again. And my mom was like, Rosaura, abre la puerta. Like, open the door.
You didn't try to hide him?
I did. And
where did he hide?
He was in the closet.
Oh
he was in the closet. And then my mom was like, ¿A dónde está? Like, where is he at? And I was holding the door. Like, I was so in shock. I was holding the door. And he came out. And he was putting his shoes back on. I don't know what my mom told him. My mom was like, so what were y'all doing? Oh, I don't know what she told him. But I remember my mom, she was like, she slapped me in front of him. In my face, on my cheek. She slapped me in front of him. He was sitting on the bed. And I was standing up on the door. And my mom was like, at the time, I was 16 and he was 17. My mom was like, te voy a echar la policía. Like, I'm a call the cops on you. Like, don't you know what it's like being with a minor, like this and that. She's a minor, but he was 17 too. Like, yeah, like my mom was like, I'm gonna call the cops on him, like this and that. And then she took my phone away. She was like, leave before I call the cops. So he left. Then she talked to me and she was like, give me your phone. And she had to go back to work. So when she came back from work, I was in my room. I didn't see her all day. And then 5 comes around and my sisters come back from work too, and my mom was like, go through her phone. She asked my sisters to go through her phone, and basically they just wanted to go through our messages, and there were messages, right? My mom basically found out that I wasn't a virgin anymore.
Damn, that's how she found out.
That's how she found out, yeah. And she came in my room. I think I was doing homework. I don't remember. I was acting like I was doing homework. She came in my room and she was like, since when have you been seeing him? Like this and that. She was like, I know you've been seeing him. She was like, para dónde te lleva cuando viene? She already knew I would sneak out to go see him in the little park because my sister's husband would tell her. Like, he already knew. I guess he never told my mom.
Okay.
So that time he told my mom, and then she was like, where do y'all go whenever he picks you up? And I was like, we just go to the park. And that's really all we did. We used to just go to the park.
After that, park,
huh? What did you say?
I said just the park?
Yeah, it's just the park.
But like, you could do shit at the park too.
Boy, it was a public park.
Okay.
Anyway. Do not try to be petty,
bro. I'm not being petty. You could do shit at the park too.
Do not try to be petty, or I'm not
being
doing
petty.
this.
I'm just saying you could do shit at the park too.
She was asking me like, where do y'all go? Blah blah. Told her to the park, and then she asked me something about how I'm not a virgin, and I was like, is he the first guy? And I was like, yeah. She got mad as fuck, and she was like, you're worse than a slut. Like, you're a fucking thought. Like this and that. That night, I wanted to run away from home, and I actually had my shit packed. Actually,
where were you gonna go?
I was gonna go with a girl. Her name is Mimi. I was gonna go with her. She was gonna pick me up, but I ended up not going, obviously.
Damn. I remember when I never tried to run away, but I think Gemini did or somebody. I don't know. And my mom was like, all right, go run away then. She opened the door for us, all the shit packed, and then I think it was Gemini. I don't remember. But like, they walked down the street, and I don't think she had a plan or some shit. She didn't know what she was gonna do, so then she just came back home. And I don't know, just made it look stupid, bro. I think the embarrassment shit works really good because you don't want to be embarrassed, you know?
Yeah.
Well, damn, that's how your mom found out you was not a virgin? Well, that's kind of what I never really got caught sneaking out. But the only time that I did was when my mom found out that I was like not a virgin. I was her oldest son. Like, I would hope she'd think I wasn't a virgin at the time. Like, what the fuck? All right, guys. So back in the heydays, back in the 1996, I'm just kidding. I'm not that old. I don't have the years and all that shit like you do. You know what I'm saying? My brain don't work like that. I just remember I was a youngin'. I think I lost my virginity around like 17-ish. I won't get into the story of how I lost my virginity. We'll probably save that for another episode. But this was like a later time when I lost my virginity. And I was 17. I had gotten out of STEM. I wasn't working. I was doing UNOW. So I was getting some money, a little money. And at the time, like in high school or in middle school and like beginning of high school, I was really chubby. And then I got taller. I got skinnier. And like I was like, I didn't have the perm yet. And
you were getting a glow up.
I was glowing up. Yeah, I grew up. I didn't glow up. I grew up. I'm just kidding. But so I was, I was getting a little following on social media too. And I just feel like I was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? I was getting attention from girls. I was always like really a shy guy. But there was this one girl and me and her were like a thing, a fling, whatever you want to call it. And I had never done anything. I don't think she knew. I think at the time it was like that J. Cole song where like you don't tell them that you're a virgin or some shit. You tell them you're gay. But she didn't live too far from my house.
She still watches you?
I don't think so. But she might. Her friends might. And they might send it to her. I don't know. I usually would Uber from her house because I didn't drive and I didn't want to walk to her house. It was kind of far. So one of the days I went in the morning and I Ubered and it was on a weekend. Her mom was gone. And my biggest fear when like going...
Wait, so did you sneak out or no?
Yeah, I snuck out. Like,
how did you sneak out?
Oh, my mom was gone. She went to work and
y'all didn't have cameras?
Hell no, we was in the apartments.
Oh, okay.
We didn't live in a house. I didn't live in I lived in apartments like my whole life up until recently.
So you went straight through the front door.
There was nobody there. My mom would leave us home alone. Like, you know, she would just leave us home alone. I remember I was contemplating, because I had already done it once. It was actually the second time. The second time I snuck out, I got caught.
Where did you go the first time?
To her house. But I didn't get caught. But my biggest fear about sneaking to somebody's house was like the parents like your situation, the parents finding out, and like what if the dad is there and I got my fucking ass beat, or like what the fuck's gonna happen? You know, like that was my fear. I don't know what their family's capable of. Yeah. What's gonna happen? Like there's some crazy fucking parents, you know. Like so I was just like I don't want to be in that situation where I'm like hiding under somebody's bed, like begging for my life and shit. So anyways, it's in the morning. I Uber there, and I remember every time I would go at those apartments, I think I would have bad signal, so I wouldn't even be able to tell them like, "Yo, I'm here." Yeah. And I was like, "Fuck." So, anyways, I jumped the fence, go up the stairs, knock on the door. Hopefully, the mom don't answer. Remember, I can't contact her, so I'm like, "Fuck." Answers.
Oh, you knocked on
I knocked
door?
on how else am I supposed to fucking get in contact with her? Like, my phone would not have service. I don't know why. I remember that shit, and I would always be like biting my teeth and shit. Like, what am I gonna do? I knock, she answers. I was just like looking around and shit. All right, we're cool. Coast is clear. Her mom wasn't there. Her mom was at work. So whatever, we hung out, and then
wait. So did you lose your virginity with her the first time you snuck out, or the second time?
The first time.
Okay.
Yeah, the first time. And I think I left. I remember it was like around 12 because it was like hot as fuck. The sun was out.
Yeah, San Antonio be hot.
Yeah. So I hop out. I go downstairs and I was like, damn, well, I didn't want to be. I spent money to go there, like to Uber there. But I was still like, you know, I was like, man, I could walk back. I already did my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm walking back home and it's.
And what did y'all do?
Shit. What do you think we did? What do you think? Nobody was there. Nobody.
Like you asked me.
Nobody was there. Okay, but you were saying, oh, it was a public park. We don't do nothing there. Like, come on, you could do shit at a park.
Well, it was a park.
What do you think happened if two, a boy and a girl, they talking to each other and they home alone? What are we doing?
Obviously, we know the answer.
Obviously. Come on now. Anyways, I'm walking home. It's hot as fuck, and that's a long walk. It's just one long road down to my house. Like it was literally just down the street. And whatever, I get home, I'm sweaty as fuck. I'm taking off my clothes and shit. And I thought I was good. I think it was during the summer. I don't know. But I'm laying down, and then 5 o'clock comes around. My mom gets home. I was like, hi, Mom. I love you. How was your day? You know, like all nice and everything. And she comes in my room, and she's like, I need to ask you something. And she's like, don't lie to me. And I was like, fuck, bro. She already knows. Like, what the fuck? She was like, you went to what's her name's house, right? I was like, how do you know? Like, there was no cameras. Yeah. Nobody snitched, and still to this day, I don't know how she knows. I've even asked her like, "How did you find out?" And she said she forgot. But what I'm thinking is like, I think a neighbor saw me and like told her some shit like, "Yo, he's walking home," or whatever. Even then, like, how do they know that I went? That you went, yeah. How do they know that I could have went to my homie's house? I could have been playing basketball because me and my siblings would all walk to our friend's house and shit. Like, we didn't. My mom would not take us places. Like,
so she never told you how she found out?
Nah, she didn't. But all that matters is that she did, which it didn't matter to me how she found out because I already got in caught. Like,
imagine like someone was like taking pictures of you the whole time going in.
So this is my theory. This is what I thought happened. So she would go home for lunch, and what I thought happened was she saw me walking home. I mean, I should have seen her car on my left side because we were walking down on the road like this, and the street is over here. So I thought I would have seen her, but you know, I'm tired and shit. I don't know if I was chubby. And I was tired.
Maybe you were on your phone too.
Yeah, maybe I was on my phone, whatever. So she might have seen me. That's how I thought, but she didn't tell me. She was like, "I know you're at what's her name's house, and were you there?" I was like, "Yeah." And then she's like,
"What if she was spying on you?"
My mom didn't care that much. We would go out. We would stay at our friend's house all the time. One time, I'm gonna tell a quick story. So one time I was staying at this friend's house, and you know, we're all laying down, and then we were thugging it out. Like, I was sleeping on the floor type shit. Like, we were little kids, and he had this uncle, and I remember waking up one time. He was like, they opened this door, and it was super bright and shit. You know, like when the lights are bright, and you can hear the AC and shit. And then he walked over us, and then he left, and then I was like, all right, that's his uncle. A couple days later, I look on the news, and it's his uncle, and they had him on video camera, like robbing a place, like gunpoint, everything, robbing a place. Like, they were taking refrigerators and shit, or something very expensive. Yeah. And they like literally put his face on the screen, showed the video of him robbing, and I was just like, damn, like I saw he was wanted. And I was like, I saw that man like walk over me. Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Like, what if something happened to me? But no, that was an interesting story. But yeah, she's like, don't lie to me. Was her mom there? And I think I would have got away with it if her mom was there. But I was like, I don't care. She gonna how else is my mom gonna know that I'm not a virgin? So I was like, she wasn't there. She was like, She didn't even ask me. She's like, or she's just like, did you use a condom? Then she just went straight to the question. I was like, sometimes. And then she was like, really, Julian? Really? Maybe I can have my mom retell this story. Maybe she'll admit how she found out. Yeah. But she was like, really, Julian? And I was like, yeah. She's like, well, you need to be more safe. You need to be using protection. I was like, I will, Mom. I will. I didn't get in trouble or anything. She was just like, don't be sneaking out. Or that. I don't know.
Yeah.
She didn't really say no.
I feel like that's what your mom would say. Like, be safe.
Yeah, that's all. I think my mom just didn't want me to have kids. Like, we never really had that talk. And to be honest, I'm not going to lie.
I feel like also maybe she felt betrayed because you tell everything to your mom, I feel like.
But it was the second time. Like, I was a rookie. I didn't even know what I was doing. I feel like I lost my virginity pretty young, too. I'm not going to lie. Or not young, pretty old. I was 17. I feel like most people, But I'm glad I waited because I always have this theory. I'm glad that I waited to start drinking. I'm glad that I waited to do the deed because I feel like once you do the deed, like, you become addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, your hormones, your body, like, it knows what it is, and you're going to want to keep doing it over and over and over. And I never became addicted to that. And I didn't feel like I couldn't. I was just like, I don't want to yet. I think my biggest fear was like having a kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just said be safe, and then make sure I was safe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
that's really
the only time that I can remember. I think I was just scared to sneak out. Like, I didn't want to. I know Jim and I snuck out for sure. But the way our apartment was set up was we had stairs in our apartment, so we had upstairs and downstairs. And
wait, y'all lived in the upstairs or
no? So there was two bedrooms upstairs and one makeshift bedroom.
It was like a little condo.
Yeah, kind of like a townhome.
Yeah.
And there was a room downstairs. And since I was the oldest one, I never had my own room. Whenever we moved into the apartment, that was my room. I was able to sneak out if I wanted to. I just never did.
Oh.
Yeah. Damn, maybe I should get Kyle on the podcast. That would be cool. We can talk about old school stories and shit when we were bad.
You should get him on the podcast.
That would be really interesting. I'm going to have to go to San Antonio and just fucking interview all my old friends. My mom, my old friends. Shit. I think that'll be cool. I think this is my path in life to do podcasts. Is there any other quick story you want to get off your chest?
Not really. I think that's all like the stories.
Did you ever see your sisters getting caught?
No. I did witness my sister getting slapped by my mom because she found out that she was pregnant.
For real?
Yeah. But it's not my story to tell, you know? Like,
yeah. That's true. Maybe they'll have to speak English for that one.
My sister's
You think
Jocelyn?
Ingrid? Oh, Jocelyn?
Yeah, Jocelyn.
Shit. You think they would be down to do a podcast in English?
I think so, yeah.
And they would tell their stories?
Uh-huh.
I think it was a cool little sneaking out story. Let me know, guys. Comment y'all stories down below. Comment topics or things you want us to talk about. You guys help us make these. I could make these every day if I have enough topics. Like, literally, I just need topics to talk about. And I want them to be interesting. Obviously, we want people to watch these, so that we want interesting topics. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love y'all. Adios.
Bye, guys.